Yeah, I believe in you. I don't believe in lucky sevens. I'm not sure about Loch Ness, but I know I believe in angels. I believe in happiness.
Good evening, everybody. I am so excited to see all of you here. And I have a friend of the show on tonight. She was on about a year ago, and she was telling us about a project, Silent Night, Fatal Night. And well, that has premiered at the end of last year. So she's here to tell us about that. But she has, more exciting. I have to watch my words. I don't want to say bigger, because they're all big projects. They're all really great projects. And she had a chance with Wild West Chronicles, which comes out September 4th, to work with lead actors. And she was the lead. So she's lead getting to work with A-list actors on Wild West Chronicles. And that is such a pinnacle moment for an actor, because once your face is on film with an A-list actor, it really drives your career towards more and more success. And I'm so excited for her. She really deserves it. She's hardworking. Boy, oh boy, is she doing tons of stuff. She has another project, Dead of Night, to tell us about. We're going to get into all three of these projects, and she is moving into producing now as well. So she's got some great things coming up, and she dances. She does it all. She's a quadruple threat. And without any further ado, Miss Alex Camacho, how are you? She's coming up in Los Angeles. How are you doing?
I'm good. God, you give the warmest welcome ever. You sure know how to make a girl feel good.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, you really are hardworking. As I mentioned, you were working on Silent Night, Fatal Night last time we spoke, about a year ago.
I know. It's been that long and it's premiered, and yeah, it's crazy. I cannot believe how the time has flown.
So you said that it premiered around Christmas time last year. How did that go? Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it was like a Christmas thriller for Lifetime, and so that's how it came out. It took place during the holidays, and it was amazing. I got to work with Matthew Polkamp, who, gosh, he's done so much, and he got to play opposite with me, and it was phenomenal. It was a sort of take on the film Misery, where I was this writer, and my writing agent abducts me and forces me to write sort of like a writer's best case scenario, like something that they would maybe want to happen. But for me, not so much. Yeah. But it was great. It was an amazing experience. I love working for Lifetime, and I got to work with Peter Sullivan again, who is a great director. Yeah.
You read my mind with that, because I was listening to you and I'm thinking, there's so many authors out there that would be like, abduct a beautiful red-haired lady and force her to write.
Chain me up and make me write. Yeah, no, it was it was so different. I mean, I know it's like Misery, the concept, but like it was just such a cool spin on it, and it was a lot of fun to play that kind of character and have a villain against me. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, now you had, you've already wrapped, but you know what? I don't want to go there yet, because you've sent over so many pictures. So let me pause myself, because I'm really excited to hear about being able to work with A-list actors, and just get into what that means to you and what that means to your career for people that are watching that aren't in the entertainment industry. But before we do that, I do have some cool pictures from the Lifetime show, Silent Night, Fatal Night, and it's a movie that premiered in December, as we're speaking about. So take us through these pictures. Is that the author that changed you up and made you write?
Well, he's my agent. So basically, yeah, my name is Mallory. I'm this writer, and I've sort of decided to move on from this character. And turns out that my agent didn't agree with that. He didn't think that that was such a good idea. And so he chains me down to his, spoiler alert, he chains me down in the basement and forces me to write. And at some point I turn the tables on him, as you can see here.
Oh, wow. You photographed.
Yeah, they really brought out the curls on this one.
Wow. What, I mean,
Yeah.
have you, okay, Silent Night, Fatal Night. So that is the poster for the movie. You photograph so well, and it's a bit of a throwback. I mean, you have the classic face shape of the starlets from the 80s, but then you also hit again from the 40s. Have you ever been told that you have that classic Hollywood face shape, hair, eyes, all of it?
Yeah, sure. And with my sense of clothes as well, like, and my sense of humor as well. So yeah, I definitely get that a lot.
Wow. I mean,
You know what someone told me I look like recently? You know who I'm getting right now is Michelle Pfeiffer. It's funny you mentioned 80s. It's like, yeah, there's a little bit of, do you see that at all?
a little bit. Okay. I can see that, because you've got those nice cheekbones, and then I can see a little bit with the nose and where your eyes are set. I can see that, but a young Pfeiffer, of course.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love her.
You know, there's so many great actors and actresses out there. And before we talk about your lead role where you were working with A-list actors, who's within your bucket list? Like, who's on your bucket list of A-list that you really want?
Oh, someone just asked me this recently. I love this question. Well, honestly, the more television and movies I watch, the list just grows. Basically, everyone that was on Succession, of course. The whole cast of, you know, I'm rewatching right now is Lost, and everyone on that show I would love to work. I think this is going to be my 6th time watching the show Lost. Pretty much all of those actors. I looked actually last night at every single one of them and what they're doing now and what projects they're working on, just to see if there was anything I could potentially work on them with. But bucket list, I don't know why Anthony Hopkins always comes to mind for me. There's something, I don't know, just so nostalgic for me, and his ability, and God, the way he interviews and talks about his process to be on set with another actor like that, that brings out the actor nerd in me, you know? So.
All right.
Yeah.
Take us into Wild West Chronicles. And
yeah,
we're lead in this. Tell us a little bit about your role from Wild West Chronicles.
This was Wild West Chronicles was really a special experience. It was my first time ever being brought in for a chemistry read with another actor. From the casting to shooting the episode, it was amazing. So Wild West Chronicles is on its season 4, about to have a season 4 premiere on September 4th. That's me with the lead, Bat Masterson. I got to come on and play his wife. They're both historical figures, and that's our writer, Will, in the center there. He wrote the most touching episode. It was beautiful. I actually got to go watch the episode some weeks back, and I gotta say I'm super, super proud of it. It was a small crew, and I couldn't be more proud of that. And working with Jack Elliott was great. He's been on that show for 4 seasons now, and he totally brought me into the fold and made me feel really good with a team that works together all the time. And I can't wait for people to see this. This is my first time doing something that's period related. Yeah. Like you were saying, like period. And I totally felt at home doing that. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I didn't get to ride any horses like some people do on the Western show, but next time.
And you're on episode 1, season 4, episode 1, September 4th.
September 4th. Yep, episode 1. Can't wait to share that.
That is, oh my gosh, that is so cool. You know what I love about the period pieces is, of course, the costumery. So the costume department just has so much fun. You know, either they have someone that creates the clothes, because some of these clothes you just can't find anymore. And I saw some that you were in. Was there anything that you saw anyone wearing where you're thinking, oh gosh, you know, where did they get that from?
Every piece that I wore was pretty much true vintage. And so that was really exciting. You know, you had to have at least 2 or 3 people helping you put on the piece. The one that you saw, that was my favorite piece. I wore this red dress as well in the episode that, I mean, it was almost falling apart. It had been around so long. I was surprised they even let me put the thing on, but it had been around, and you could see all the different, you know, alterations they made over the years. Yeah, I mean, everything, especially my episode, because we were this troupe of circus performers. So we really got to wear the colorful outfits in my particular episodes, not just, you know, cowboys and suits and spurs. We really got to play and have fun with my character and the characters. Yeah.
And there's a lot of research that goes into it, because if you think about everything that's within a scene, may it be a vehicle, a piece of jewelry, artwork on the wall, it all has to be of that time frame.
Right.
It's
yeah, a lot of work goes into all of that. The place where we were shooting, that's all they do, is they shoot this series there. It's up it's a ranch just north of Los Angeles, and that's all these people do. They research the episode, making sure it's a docu-series, really. So they're just wanting to feel as authentic as possible, and, you know, no detail spared for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to see it on September 4th.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Okay. And then Dead of Night.
Yeah. Dead of Night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, I was so excited to talk to you about this, because I know that you'll feel the excitement for me. So on my birthday, January, I got a call about this film, and they wanted to see me for it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's my birthday. This is so exciting, a potential booking. And then I found out that Jake Busey would be playing my husband. And when I found that out, I couldn't believe it, because little backstory, when I was 9 years old, my grandmother pulled me out of school to go see a movie that was shooting up the street from us. I'm just 9 years old. My grandmother pulls me out of school, and we're sitting on the curb watching this film being made. And it's so exciting. She knew I wanted to be an actress. It was great fun. And at one point, my loud, obnoxious, wonderful grandmother goes up to the producer and says something to him. I have no idea what she says, but she comes back and she says, honey, they want you in the movie. We're gonna go be background in the movie. And so this ended up being my first ever credit ever. And that was me at 9 years old. And who is on set but Jake Busey? That's a picture of him from the movie. And we do our little scene together, and it was wonderful. And then we all get to have lunch, and Jake Busey sits down right next to me, and he says, you know, so what do you want to do when you get older? And I say, well, I want to be an actor like you. And he says, well, maybe one day you and I can work together. I look forward to it. And that was like something I thought about for years. And he signed my call sheet that day. It's something that I actually have hanging up right over there that I've looked at, you know, for all those years. I won't say how many. And then here I am getting to work with him again. And not only that, he's playing my husband in this movie. So
wow.
Yeah, it was a really special moment getting to work with him. And then not only getting to work with Jake, but getting to work with Dermot Mulroney and Miles Anderson, and then Scott Grimes. It was amazing. It was truly a highlight of my career. Miles was wonderful. Miles got to play my dad. And this was my very first horror film, and I got to work with some of the best to do it. So it was amazing. That's Kira Lee Berger. She's the lead. And this time, it was a really fun whodunit. There's a killer on the loose, like basically a new age take on the Scream franchise. And that's my director, Derek, there in the center. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then the full circle moment with Jake was very special for me as well. I mean, look at that little dork.
No, it's adorable. How precious is that? I love that you put that picture up like that. You know, I hope it doesn't make him feel like, oh my gosh, I'm working with this little girl. Now look at, she's a gorgeous young lady.
He said, you know, it's so funny. He said, I think I remember you. He's like, you were really chatty. I was like, oh my God. Yep. That was me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know.
So you get another birthday present because it comes out in January 2025, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah. That's when that's supposed to be released. Can't wait for everyone to see it. I really shouldn't talk about it because I know I'm just going to spoil something, but I'm so thrilled. It was the most difficult project I've worked on, the most challenging, but in all the best ways. It was amazing.
Wow.
Best thing I've done as an actor so far. Really, like, just so challenging and good. I loved it.
So we've gone over 3 recent projects. Do you have anything that you can tell us about that's coming into the future that maybe we can watch for?
Yeah, so I'm writing a couple projects myself now, since I'm into producing now, which we're going to talk about. But yeah, I have a couple projects that I'm working on right now. I think the thing I'm learning the most being here in Los Angeles is, like, if you want something done, if you want to be in something, you need to make it. And since I've seen you last, I've written a ton of scripts, and one of them has finally taken off, and I'm going to be starring and producing that in the coming months. So that's very exciting. And it's going to be a take on, well, the advice I got was to sort of write what I know. And so it's a little bit of a story about my life and growing up with my mom and that, but sort of twisting it with a little bit of humor and exaggeration. I'm sure my family will love it. But yeah, that's sort of the next thing that I have coming up. Yeah, that I'm working on right now.
You know, that's always kind of like I guess I'll just stay with the word of challenging thing to think about. You know, when someone has had experiences where you're like, you know what, this would make a great book. This would make a great episodic or film, but your family members are still alive and they can still either critique it or possibly have feelings hurt about things, you know, just how you created your reality within what was happening.
Sure.
Was there anything that you really kind of had to say, it's okay, I'm just going to put this in this project, they'll get over it?
Oh, that's such a good question. It's funny you say that. So you and I talked about family last time I was on with you.
Mm-hmm.
And my family all watched it, and they all had, like, things to say afterward. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I didn't realize that putting it out there, like, my perspective of my family, you know, I totally know the question that you're asking. There's certainly things in there that I was like, I think I want to keep it, but I might just change the name here or change the situation just enough, or, you know, but yeah, certainly. I mean, I think there's so many different ways you can tell a story. Not all of it needs to be in there, but I think for the most part, all the important stuff that I wanted to say about growing up through my eyes is in there. I just recently saw a film called Dee Dee. It just came out. It was so good, and it was so from the perspective of that kid and what it was like through his eyes. Oh my gosh, it was like, that's the exact kind of movie I want to make, sort of like a boyhood type film. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that would definitely be a challenging thing. And I've thought about it, and then there's some stories where I'm like, I just have to wait. I just have to wait this out. There are certain members that would not be able to handle it. So, that's
just like, yeah, just change a name a little bit here and there. They're not good. No, they'll know. They'll know.
They'll know. That's the thing. Now, you had mentioned when we were talking in the green room that you're doing some development producing. Tell me a little bit about the development producing, what you're doing, who are working with, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's totally something I've been wanting to happen. And then a friend of mine needed that position filled at his company. So I'm working with the company Addiction House with Sebastian and Emilio Zarita. They're a Mexico-based company, but they're here in the States as well. And they do everything: film, TV, theater, Addiction House. They're amazing. They do it all. They did the first ever scripted in Spanish comedy show for Amazon Prime. And it went for 4 seasons, and it was widely successful. And it was just something that 2 brothers who decided they wanted to produce and act made their company and are making amazing productions. And they brought me on as a development producer, which basically means that I'm reading every script that comes across the desk. I'm creating pitches. I'm pitching with them, and it's been really great so far. I've only been there a couple months, but it's been really good. So actually, just a month. Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. To be able to add another section of credits, especially, we're IMDb driven. That's, where we definitely want to see the stars and the ratings and all that kind of stuff. But to be able to build your resume in that direction is big. It's not a little thing. Did you have to think about it for a second before you decided, yeah, I'm going to do this?
Well, I definitely don't take for granted any way that I can earn a living, and it being in my industry, like that's ideal. It's not, it's not always easy to be just an actor. I mean, what do they say? Like 5% of us make a living doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to make a living in my industry, be working in the field that I want to be in, be reading scripts, seeing what's new, seeing what's exciting for people. I love it. I'm immersed in it. I want to work. I can't wait to go read the script that just came into my email today. It's awesome. I don't know the question, but yeah, I definitely don't take it for granted, for sure.
It did. And, the opportunities, even though they're abundant in Los Angeles and a lot of the hubs that are filming right now, the industry, I think since 2020, it has changed a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like any other industry, we're diversifying as much as we possibly can to get those multiple streams of income. And I'm just excited for you.
And being a multi-hyphenate, like you have a podcast, you're an actress, you do hosting, you do all kinds of stuff. And it's like, yes, acting is the passion. Acting is the thing that we want to be doing. We want to be reading scripts for ourselves. But how wonderful that, you get to do this podcast and you still get to be a part of the industry in that way. I mean, yeah, I think it's like a love for industry.
It is. It really is. And, there's a lot that goes into it. You have to market yourself. You are a small business.
Yeah.
So, that's one thing that I think before 2020, and especially in the 90s, 2010s, a lot of people were rushing out to Los Angeles just to go create a career. Like, it was that easy. And it's not. You're a small business. You have to know how to manage that financially. You have to market it. You have to do your continued education. And there's a lot of moving pieces. So, yeah, it's very commendable what you're doing and where you're living, because it's expensive. And the acting classes are expensive. Everything there's a lot of expense. So you do have to diversify. And I'm just so excited that you're expanding your resume into this, because it's really going to add a lot to your bottom line. And in addition to all this, you are teaching dance, two-step dance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I go to a place called Desert Five Spot in the city, and it's just something that I never thought I would be doing all these years later. It's something I did when I was 20 years old. After I would do my waitressing job, these girls would drag me to this country bar, and you would learn how to two-step. And like anything, like salsa dancing or bachata, it's just when you can learn how to dance with the partner in front of you, and you just flow. It feels so good. And so I did it for years when I lived in Arizona. And then when I moved to LA, I kind of missed that. And someone said, oh, there's a country bar in LA called Desert Five Spot. You got to go check it out. And I went there, and it was just like, it was the best feeling in the world. And everyone's in cowboy gear and listening to country music. And and then I started helping people learn how to dance there. There's a lot of great coaches over there, and sometimes I work with them. But it's a real fun place just for some cowboy dancing. And so, I'll do that. Catch me there on a Saturday night sometime.
Oh, that is so cool. And I have the website pulled up. So it's Desert Five Spot, New York and LA. And those are the only two places that it is, right?
Yeah, it's a real fun place. And they do live music, live country music. It's a pretty cool place. Yeah.
It looks super cool. So is there a lot of space for dancing? Because it looks like
they push the couch back sometimes. Yeah. Well, it's like, they're probably the market for dancing in Los Angeles for country dancing isn't as big as it is in Arizona. Like where I'm from, the dance floors are massive, but this is appropriately sized, really.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else do you do? Do you sing? Do you?
More of a character singer. Let's just put it sweetly that way, like.
Perfect. No, I think you do plenty, and you're really a hard act to follow. So I'm so excited to be able to talk to people that truly love the craft and they truly put themselves into it. And you make it work. You create that reality, and it's really exciting to see where you're going to go.
Thanks.
Elizabeth,
thanks for having me on again, and being interested. And I love also a marker of where we both were a year ago to now. It's like, oh my gosh, look at how we both have grown in that time and what we've been able to accomplish. And I can't wait to talk to you in another year and see where we're both at then. It's a journey. I'm here for it.
I would absolutely love that. Yes, please. Let's do that.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Well, it has been wonderful. You enjoy your evening because it's still early out there.
Yes. Thank you, Elizabeth. Wonderful to see you.
It's great seeing you. Take care now.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. As always, we are blessed. You are blessed. I love you. Stay tuned for another great show coming up next.